Hey y'all, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Renee, and today we're going to be doing some makeup science. Also say hi to my sleeping cat, Clara. She has nicely messed up the bed that I made for the video to take a nap, which is her right as the ruler of this household, so we're just going to leave her be over there and you can watch her sleep in the background. Also, excuse me if I sound congested. Queen of the household slept like on my face last night, and I have some pretty bad cat allergies, so my eye has been red all morning, and this is like the first point that I've like felt comfortable filming this. But I'm still pretty congested. I've had some soup, I've had some tea, but like, what can you do about allergies? Hopefully it's just allergies, hopefully it's nothing more serious, but I figured I would push through it. So today, this video is inspired by my friend Nina, who was asking me all these questions, you know, like, oh, can you explain to me like concealer? And also, like, do you absolutely recommend a beauty blender? And I was like, over a brush? Like, yeah, 120%, like, easy, no question. But then I was thinking about it, and I was like, when was the last time I even tried using a brush? And I was like, maybe to demonstrate this to Nina and to myself, I could do all cream products on my face and try half with a beauty blender and half with a brush and see which side I like better at the end. So I can film like some real close-ups and everything, and you guys can really get up close and personal with my pores. But yeah, I thought it would be fun. So I've like washed my face, moisturized everything. I'm going to put on my e.l.f. Poreless Putty primer since that's what I'm trying to use up right now in my project pan. This part is pretty boring because I've only ever applied a primer with my hands. I think it helps it to like, I don't know, warm to your skin and therefore meld into your skin better, if that makes sense. Like, because my hand is warm, the product warms up and then it spreads easier on my face. I don't know, I have an engineering degree, not a science one, so I don't know like the technical terms for it. But my technical term is I warm it up with my hands and it becomes melty. And I just rub that all over my face. Get a nice good base going. Also, I'm like really almost done with this primer. And I'm like, ooh, do I want to layer another primer today just like for fun so I can start testing? But no, I won't. I'm kind of too lazy. I can't breathe, so I'll also take my Giorgio Armani. Giorgio is a hard name to say when you're congested. My Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in 4.5. I can't show you guys these things because it is like in my project pan and we're like 10-ish days away from an update, so I don't want to ruin the surprise. But I am going to dot this all over my face. I haven't really thought about like, we're going to make this easy on me. This is the left brush and blender. Okay, the left side of my face will be blender and the right side will be brush because that's alphabetical order. Blender, brush. And I am using my Beauty Bakery blender. I don't really know how to do my nose, but that's fine. I'm like, how do you make sure that only half your nose is being attacked by the beauty blender? I don't know. And I'll get nice and up close. And I feel like my pores, maybe I should open the window for this so that there's like enough natural light coming in. I feel like my pores look the same so far. So let's try the brush. I use my Love Beauty Fully It Cosmetics brush for this on the other side because I think this is a foundation brush. Oh, I already hate it. I already feel like it's streaky, but I'll keep going for science. Oops. I just want to go itch my face because my allergies are making me itchy. All right, so this is with the brush, and I can already tell I don't like the foundation as much because it kind of clung to all of my hair. It was difficult to blend out the streakiness of it. But in terms of like how natural the foundation looks, I'd say it's pretty similar. But like, at least in person, I don't know if it's just evident on camera, but at least in person, you can like tell that it just like is in my baby hairs that I need to shave a lot more, which I don't think is coming across on camera. You'll just have to trust me. I use my MAC Waterweight Concealer, my favorite concealer. Just kidding. I'm so excited for this to almost be over. I have it in NC20. And I'm going to do this one side at a time because it's really liquidy and tries to drip all over your face. And I'll just take this like little miniature brush I have from Sephora because it's like a nice size to go under my eyes. One thing that I will say about Beauty Blender versus like a brush is that the Beauty Blender will kind of pick up product as it's applying, so that I feel like it helps make it look more natural because it will pick up a lot of that excess product. But it will also kind of waste product too, right? Because it's stuck in the brush. Also, the lighting is different because I've got my windows over here. I can't just like move my whole desk. But I want natural light for this so that you can see like the best results. So I'll just pick you guys up and move you when it's time. The other thing about using this brush, and that is a big part of why I don't like using brushes personally, is I feel like because I have dry skin, brushes are kind of rough on my dry skin and will kind of, what's like a good way to say it? Like they will pick up the pieces of dry skin, like the flakes, and like move them all over my face, and product will get stuck in those dry patches. Whereas with a sponge, I feel like because it's a lot more concentrated and it's wet, I feel like it doesn't have that same effect. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm noticing, you know, some little flakes under my eyes right now from my dry skin. So without any concealer on the other eye, that's what that eye looks like. Honestly, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty natural. It was just those little flakies that I've already removed off my face that I didn't like. It also, I think, was probably more difficult, but, and on this side, we'll just use the Beauty Blender. And for me, I just put concealer like under my eyes. I don't do a whole big triangle. And I use a concealer that's pretty matched to my skin tone, not one that's super light. I feel like I was a lot faster because I didn't have to blend the product as much. But I will say, I think maybe if you were looking for more coverage out of your foundation or out of your concealer, a brush would be better. Because looking at this from here, I think that this side looks more fully covered than this side. Also, you can see the concealer just settling into my wrinkles. Like, nice. I love that. Love being reminded of my age. Yeah, see how you can kind of still see more of like my under eye bags there than on that side. So maybe for foundation, or for, I keep calling it foundation, concealer coverage, the brush is better. I personally prefer the look of the application, how it's still a little bit more dewy, and the ease of application with the blender. But I do think that obviously everything is personal preference, and if you're looking for more coverage, that the brush would be better. Next would definitely be bronzer. And I know I should use my Project Pan bronzer, but I don't want to. But I will. So I'll use my Project Pan bronzer. It is the MAC Face and Body Foundation in medium deep. I use it as a cream bronzer. And I just take it on the edges of my face down to here, and then a little bit on the neck, and voila. I'll use my Beauty Blender first because we're just picking up whatever's closest. And blending it. And I'll take my same Love Is the Foundation brush. I just don't have that many brushes that I think work well with cream products for this purpose, so... Oh boy. Oh no. This is gonna be so difficult, I think. Oh no. Come on, blend out. I dare you to blend out. Oh no. Oh, jeez. See how nice and natural this side looks? And this side feels like I rubbed mud on my face. No. Really no difference once you got it blended, but I do think it was much more work to blend it out with a brush than with a blender. But, like, realistically, there's not that much difference between the two sides of my face. And honestly, that's kind of not enough bronzer for me, so I might go crazy and add some, like, Fenty. I have my Fenty cream bronzer in Butter Biscuit. Just like to add a little bit more warmth down here into my cheekbones. Since I'm not using any, like, sort of formal contour, this will serve as my contour, if that makes sense. Just a little bit of definition to those cheekbones. Make it look like I go outside some. I don't. The outside world is scary. There's like a pandemic and people, so just hang out with my cat, you know. I would say that that was like pretty much the same as well for that bronzer. So honestly, so far I'd say the two sides look pretty comparable. Sorry, I'm like not looking at you, I'm looking at myself. Look pretty comparable. The other advantage is that I've used one tool for all of this and like 2 or 3 for this side, so I don't know. Take with that what you will. For blush, I'm going to take the M Cosmetics Sunset Sky liquid blush, the like serum blush. They come in these really cool like little packaging like serum droppers, but I don't understand this thing at all. I feel like I squeeze it to get product in, and there's no product in there. Do I squeeze it to let the product out? There's no change in the product, so it's very confusing to me. I don't understand it, but it's aesthetic, so I just gotta like dip it in there and then like drag it on my face without using the dropper system. See, look, it doesn't do anything. What am I doing wrong? Am I supposed to squeeze and hold it? 1 second. Let's put this blush in and then I'll... Sorry, I keep knocking that over. Let's stipple this blush in. Oh, such a beautiful color. Finish, everything. I love this blush. Easy. I would say this side is looking, the blender side is looking more natural, but not by so much that I feel like it would be a deal breaker if you wanted to use a brush. And then highlight. I'm going to skip my Becca and go to my MAC Strobe Cream. Normally I'd also put on my Becca like little slim light, but I think it will be impossible to blend out with a brush. So for today, let's use some MAC Strobe Cream and see what we got. Boop, 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 boop. Got this little Wet n Wild brush I'm going to use for the brush side. I don't know how I'll do my nose. Should I do my nose with one method and my chin with the other? Yeah, let's do my nose with the... Oh, gracious. Okay. Oh. Help. Mom, come pick me up. People on the internet are going to be mean to me because my eyeliner looks insane. Okay, so that's the the blender side. I feel like it looks really natural and nice. I kind of feel like this side of my face really took the term disco ball and ran, or sweat, and just ran with it. I feel like it's a little aggressive over here. I'm not loving it. I feel like that definitely was something where I feel like if you were using a liquid highlight, I'd say use a beauty blender. I feel like I can't justify the use of a brush for that one. Or just use a lot less than I did. But like this side looks so nice. This is what I wanted. This is like, it's hard to show. It's like crazy. I'm gonna do my eyebrows and my eyes real quick since the like beauty blender to brush part is over, and come back and give my final thoughts. Okay, so I'm back. I just put on some lipstick and some eyeshadow. I'll have everything linked down below what I've used as always, and if it's vegan or cruelty free. But yeah, so I have my final thoughts here. I'll pull you guys up to the window so you guys can like see what I'm talking about a little bit better. So this, so we're all on the same page, this is my blender side, this is my brush side. And I think that they turned out fairly comparable, to be honest. I don't think that there's any like huge glaring difference. It would just come out to like preference differences, except for with the highlighter. I did not like the highlighter on this side. I like it a lot better on this side. Here, I'll put you guys back down so I can gather my thoughts and talk. But I think that the blender is, for me, a little bit easier, and it also makes it nice to have like kind of that sort of all-in-one tool for this side of the face. I think it took me a little bit longer to use the brush. I also think that the blender makes things not as intense. So like the blush or bronzer or highlight is a little bit more subdued and natural looking, and I think that's because it picks up the product as it's applying it. So like you don't have as much excess product that you need to either concentrate on one area or diffuse across the face. The blender kind of takes out that step for you and makes that a little bit easier to blend, which is probably why it's called a beauty blender, right? And I think that if you wanted a more intense blush look, because I do think my blush looks more intense over here, or if you wanted your highlighter to really stand out, then I would say use a brush, or like your concealer, for instance. So I think that the blender does just like pick up a lot of product, and while it makes it easier to blend, it makes the coverage less, or the pigmentation less. So personally, I like having that more natural look to the skin, but I can definitely also see where people would want the brush as well. So for me personally, after this experiment, I'm definitely going to continue to use my blender and not like go out in search of brushes. I think that my style of makeup is much more suited to the blender, and I liked it a lot better. And I do think also the blender is better for dry skin because it doesn't irritate the dry patches as much. So those are all of the thoughts that I have, and that is the conclusion of the video. So I hope that this was interesting to whoever's watching it. I think if you're watching this channel, you probably already know if you prefer a brush or a sponge, but it's been personally so long for myself since I tried a brush that it's interesting to go back to other techniques sometimes and make sure that what you're using is the best for you. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like it if you do. Please subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.